In today's video, we are going to take a close look at some very special oak decking that's been supplied by Duffield Timber. Before we do that, let's have a look at the frame that's already been implemented for us. It's always nice when you turn up to a job and the substrate has already been implemented, and in this instance it's been implemented very, very well. It's been done with 6x2 joists set at 400mm centres, and they've used joist hangers. When it was built, whoever built it did paint some of the joists with black paint on top for a bit of extra protection. We're going to go one step further and put some decking tape on top. So traditionally, timber deck frames would fail at the top of the joists, where water will naturally sit and not really go away. Decking tape is stuck to the top of the joists to protect the timber from that problem. It is, on face value, just a roll of black tape, but it is unbelievably sticky. So the first job, before we put any deck boards down, is to cover all of the tops of these joists with decking tape. Deck frame is protected, the tape is on. So now I want to show you the decking. When I said it was special, I wasn't kidding. So in short, this is thermally modified American oak. Let's shed a little bit more light on that. So it's been baked at over 200 degrees for several days, and that introduces a tremendous amount of durability and resilience. It is unbelievably stable. Where most outdoor timbers expand and contract, this stuff doesn't. Historically, if you wanted to use oak outdoors for something like decking, you were limited to using European oak, because European oak is more stable than American oak when left untreated. Now, with the ability to thermally modify American oak, you can use it outside. American oak is a more cost-effective raw material than European oak. What that means is that when you use it for decking, the gaps aren't going to change, everything will stay still, it won't misbehave. I think the next thing to do is to get some boards fitted to our frame. Once we've done that, I'll show you the very specific, secret way that we're attaching them to our frame. Right, we've got a few boards down now and they are looking beautiful. This is how we're fixing them down. This is our camo edge deck fastening system. It's a very simple but very clever piece of kit. So in the box are some very simple, clear instructions, but just so as you know, this is how it works. On the bottom of the camo tool, there are two tabs. These are what grip your deck board and what set the gaps in between the board. In this instance, we're going to have a 5mm gap. You set your tool on your deck board over a joist. Now, because this is oak, this is hardwood, we are going to pre-drill, we're going to pilot our screw holes using the guides. Then, using the same guides, drop your screws in and screw them down. You notice on the driver bit there is a shoulder. That tells you when to stop winding your screw in. Once the shoulder touches the guide, you know it is in to the correct depth. It is as simple as that. So this is a really neat alternative to face fixing, because the screws are on the edge of the board, largely out of sight. So before we get too carried away fitting all of our oak deck boards, there is one last bit of prep work to do to the frame. We're going to be installing a fascia board using the same deck board material. But because of the way the frame's been built, there's some bolts to get over. It's wholly appropriate to use these kind of bolts to build a deck frame. That is not a problem, but we have to get over them. So what we've done is fasten some battens to the face of this big beam across the front in order to pack our fascia board off so it doesn't interfere with these bolts. In this instance, we've used cedar battens. You don't have to use cedar. We've used cedar because we've got some. You can use anything in this instance that is durable for outside use, but because we've used cedar, we've also fixed it with stainless steel nails. It's very important whenever you're using cedar outside or anywhere for that matter, you should always use stainless steel fixings. That is critical. So I'm fixing these on at, broadly speaking, every 400 mil. That will give us an opportunity to get a good, strong fixing with our thermally modified oak fascia board. There's a few more to do. So you're probably wondering why we've chosen to leave all of our deck boards long now we've fitted them all. The shape of this deck is quite unusual and quite interesting. It is not square, which means we have to cut all of these boards off in a perfectly straight line. And we found that the best, most accurate way of doing that is to use our track saw. So what we've done is taken some careful measurements to allow sufficient overhang for the fascia board to tuck under, snapped a line with our chalk line, and now we get to do the very satisfying bit of cutting all the boards off. That is a perfectly straight line. Now you can see a really long cross section of the end grain. It's clear that the heat treatment process that this oak decking has been through goes right to the core. It goes all the way through. Pressure treated softwoods, when you cut into them, you expose the untreated core, the middle of the board. That then needs retreating. This is different. The treatment goes all the way through because it's heat, not chemicals. Fascia boards are on. Now, before we fitted them, we had a decision to make. We had two options. Option one was to fit one full board, which wasn't deep enough to cover the framework of our deck. And then to cover the framework of the deck, we would have had to have put a thin ripping. Or option two, which is the option that we went with, was to rip two deck boards of equal dimension to cover the depth of our framework. Now, when we ripped them down, we ripped the machined edge off. We were left with a sawn face on both boards. What we chose to do was put one sawn face up out of sight and one sawn face down out of sight, maintaining the nice machined rounded detail in the middle. We face fixed our fascia board. It just wasn't convenient to use the camo jig. You can imagine when you're working at ground level, trying to get the angles and everything to work, it just wasn't feasible. So we face fixed it with the same stainless steel screws that we've used to fix all of the deck down. The result, in my opinion, is a very neat finish. So that is this deck finished. Now, Duffield Timber don't only supply thermally modified oak, they do a whole range of different decking products. In fact, let's go take a look. We've just nipped down to Duffield Timber because they have organised me some samples to show you so you can see the full extensive range of natural timber decking products that they do. Follow me. So there's usually two factors that will influence your choice of timber decking: budget and appearance. If you're looking for something more cost effective than the thermally modified American oak that you've just seen us fit, you might choose to go for something like larch or thermally modified Nordic pine. If you're wanting something more traditional, you might choose to go for untreated oak or Iroko. So one question I get asked repeatedly is, how do we treat our natural timber decks? Well, people generally fall into one of two camps. Either you are happy for the deck to age naturally, or you want to apply some kind of UV protection oil to help maintain the natural new vibrant colours. Duffield Timber recommend an Oatrol product called Aquadex, which contains UV stabilisers. Thank you very much for watching, folks. For more information on any of the products that we've been talking about in this video, feel free to visit the Duffield Timber website. And please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you on the next one.